Hello, Steve White, Steve R89. Well, I was sort of watching Star Wars Celebration. I was actually watching Star Wars Theory Watch it and go through it because I thought it'd be quicker to just do that. And I'm still obsessed with him, so whatever. But only two things really came out of it because for the most part it was just these people working on the shows just talking about themselves and how great it is to work for Star Wars and really not going into any detail. Like, it seems back in the day when George Lucas did, these events, they usually brought something to the table and had some insider information or insider something. And it just seems to be a lot of people patting themselves on the back and talking about how great they are and how much fun they had and not really giving fans anything. But two things have come out that are interesting. They're doing a Darth Maul series, which, considering how little development that character got before he was cut in two, I know he came back in, I think, the Clone Wars or something, and then he actually came back in, I think, was it Solo? And I'm watching that, I'm like, what? What? Didn't Darth Maul die? Because, of course, they assumed we, all knew about the extended universe and everything and the other series and that. I'm like, no, I've just watched the film, so what the hell's happening? So I like the idea of him having a series and actually seeing, like, who he is and what happened, because he was an interesting character who really just was very superficially in the first film and then gone. He was there for the marketing and the toys and he seemed like a really big element, and then he was dead, and I'm like, okay. So I'm happy to see him explored. Now the other one, it's a movie starring Ryan Gosling. It's called Starfighter, and it's basically the Kathleen Kennedy idea that was put forward a few years ago with the director from Wonder Woman, I've forgotten her name, was supposed to be doing it, and she was all excited because her father was a pilot, and it's one of the reasons I think why she's sort of like Star Wars, because she related to that side of it, blah blah. And there was some thought that she was actually going to do a good job with this, and they had her on set with like a jet and everything, or a starfighter or something, and it was just a big deal, or X-Wing or something, and then it just never happened. Now apparently they're doing it without her, and I'm like, well, that's a bit of a slap in the face. But a lot of fans are seeing this as, or a lot of toxic fans are seeing this as some sort of win, because it looks like they have kind of forgot all about the Rey movie, and some people aren't very happy about it. There's been quite a lot of talk from Kelly Marie Tran. Now, back in the day, she said she wasn't racially vilified or anything, and she just left social media because it was just all overwhelming in general. But now she's saying she was racially discriminated against and so forth, and people are like, why is she suddenly talking up? And it's like, maybe it's because she just lost, this possible role in this Rey film that's gone, and now she's got nothing to lose, and she's, not happy. She was playing the game, and now she's like, well, she's gone on Marina Sirtis on it. And the other thing is John Boyega has sort of been having a go at the fans, and he seems to be loving Disney, and it's like, was that because he was coming back in a film, or is he doing a series, or because that doesn't really go with the idea of these actors just lost their meal ticket because they're not doing the Rey film and not doing any sort of post sequel trilogy films or anything. So why would one actor be going that way, another actor be going the opposite way? I don't know. But it's kind of interesting. Like I said, a lot of toxic fans are saying this is a win because it's a very masculine film. It's all about the TIE fighters and also that stuff. It's not about Rey and her Jedi school or whatever she was supposed to be doing. Not that they can't do that next or later, but that seems to be the news that's come out of the event, that they're doing a Darth Maul series. And they're doing they're finally doing the X-Wing Squadron film called Starfighters, which could be interesting. It could be like Rogue One, its own little film, which is self-contained and works on its own. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I think it's far more interesting than the Rey story. Although seeing the next generation of Jedi being trained and that sort of thing could be interesting. They'd have to have a story in it. Around the school or around that situation, but I can see them still doing that. But people are assuming that's done and the woke is over and that they've won, and I'm like, I don't think it's quite that easy, but it's looking a bit suspicious. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this new Starfighter series with Ryan Gosling, and the idea that they're throwing the force is no longer female, and they're throwing the females out and they're focusing on the men again, and that this is some sort of big woke, Trump era win or something. I'm not sure if it is, but they're certainly playing it that way, the usual suspects. But I'm going to go. Did I say that already? I don't know. I say it so often I feel like I just said it. But yeah, I'm gone.